Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my bookish world. I'm Alex, and today I'm here to do my October TBR. Yeah, if I seem tired, it's because I just got off work. It's like 9:30 at night. Got off work, just got home like 10 minutes ago, but knew I needed to film this because I'm trying to post every week, like I said I would. So yeah, but yay, October. So I have I guess kind of an ambitious TBR, although I wouldn't say it's super ambitious. Who knows? Maybe I'll feel the way by the end. But basically, these are just books that I usually save, like my spookiest books, my like monsters, my paranormal, my scary books, even if they're not actually scary because I don't read horror, for October. And then November is usually like my catch-up month of books that I needed to read, whether it be for my five-star predictions or like most anticipated books, so I can make that video. Hi, my dog is here to visit. So yeah, let's get to it. I have a list of books. We'll see how it goes. So the first book on here is You've Reached Sam, which comes out, I believe, let me see, I don't even remember the author, by Dustin Tao, maybe? And this comes out on November 9th. So it's not out yet. I have this e-arc from NetGalley, so thank you to the publishers. But basically it's about a girl named Julie who is 17, and she has her future all planned out, but then her boyfriend, I think, dies and everything changes. So she is desperate to hear his voice one more time and calls him to listen to the voicemail, and Sam picks up the phone. So, I'm really excited to read this. I know it's going to be really sad. Also, I'm counting this as like spooky because I'm guessing it has to deal with ghosts. I don't think it's actually spooky, but I have the e-arc, so I need to get to it. So I'm going to read it. So yeah. And then I have The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. Could I also tell you what this is about? No. I think it's a standalone, which I feel like for a lot of fantasy, there aren't a lot of standalones, and I haven't really been reading a ton of fantasy, which sucks because I like it. But basically, it's about this girl named Rin who only cares about two things: her family and her family's graveyard. And right now, both are in dire need. But anyway, she's a grave digger, but the dead don't always stay dead, and the risen corpses are known as bone houses. So she goes on this journey that has to deal with like trying to face this curse that makes these dead corpses rise. So that sounds spooky, right? We're going with it. And then we have White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. I actually just finished Grown by her not too long ago, so I'm excited. This is her first like horror book, so I'm a little nervous because I don't really do horror. But it's about a girl named Marigold, who's running from her ghosts. And so she moves into this house, because her mom has accepted a new job, but this house has secrets. Household items vanish, doors open on their own, lights turn off, shadows walk past rooms, voices can be heard in the wall. There's a foul smell sleeping through the vents, only Mari seems to notice. But running from ghosts is just a memory, right? And I guess as she's figuring out more about this house, she also learns that the town that they've moved to has its own secrets. So I'm interested. Like I said, I don't read a lot of horror, so I feel like YA horror is like the place to start for me, because if I read anything more than that, I won't sleep at night. And then I have The New Jim Crow, which I could not tell you the author of this if I wanted to. Yes, I have my laptop in front of me. Yes, I'm on Goodreads. Yeah. By Michelle Alexander. So basically, I believe Michelle Alexander in this book talks about, so basically it's about the mass incarceration in the age of color blindness. So yeah, I don't really know about this. I try to read like a nonfiction every month along with all of my other fiction stuff. So this is what's next on my list, and I'm definitely interested to read it. And then I have Bridge of Souls, which is the third book in the Casty Blake series, I believe. Could I tell you where this one takes place? I think like Rome? No, New Orleans. I'm dumb. I can't read. So this series followed this girl, Cassidy Blake, who had a near-death experience in the first book, City of Ghosts, and now she can see and speak to ghosts. And so each book we are like in different cities, haunted cities throughout the world. So the first one was Edinburgh, and then we had Paris, and now we have New Orleans. And her parents are ghost hunters. They filmed this show and she just gets into some like wild times with her ghost best friend. So I'm interested. I'm excited to get to this. It's a middle grade, so it should be pretty easy to read. And then I have House of Salt and Sorrows by Aaron A. Craig, which I don't know too much about either, but I know it's a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses, and it followed this girl that's named Annalay, who's has sisters. You know, she's one of the 12 sisters, and something happens when her sisters are being killed or dying, and she starts to believe that maybe there's something more malicious behind it. Yeah, so it sounds spooky. I think this came out 2 years ago, but I haven't gotten to it yet. But it still seems pretty spooky, and people still talk about it, so like I'm pretty excited about it. The next book is The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. Could I tell you what this one is about either? No. But basically, in this county, girls are told they have the power to lure grown men from their beds to drive women mad with jealousy. And so, for their 16th year to release their magic into the wild so they can return purified. So they're banished for their 16th year because they believe that it helps release their magic into the wild so they can return purified and ready for marriage, but not all of them make it home alive. So, I feel like this is almost like Handmaid's Tale-esque, like dystopian-esque. It definitely seems interesting and kind of spooky because, like, no, not everybody makes it home alive. So I'm definitely interested to read that. The next book is How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole. Which is her first book in the Runaway Royals series. Now, if you don't know, I usually try to read an adult romance every month. So I have like different series of books, and I read them in order. So I'm almost done with the Brown Sisters, and now I'm going to be reading Runaway Royals because I read her first series. Now I can't think of what it's called, The Reluctant Royals. So I'm excited to get to this one too. But so this has to do with an arranged marriage, which is really exciting. It's obviously a romance. I don't want to read too much into it because it's a new series. I'm not sure if it's related to Reluctant Royals, but yeah, it has to do with an arranged marriage, so that's exciting. And then Rick Riordan, one of my favorite authors, is coming out with a new book, I believe next month, called Daughter of the Deep. And I actually already have it pre-ordered, and I'm really excited. And it has nothing to do with his Percy Jackson series. It's completely new, so I'm really nervous. But basically it's about this girl named Anna who is a freshman at this academy, which is a 5-year high school, and it graduates best marine scientists and all that. So So basically, her parents are dead, and she is going off to this like competition. She witnesses a horrible tragedy, and because of this, there's also their rival school is they're engaged in some kind of like Cold War, and so there's a lot to it. I honestly don't think I can describe it because it just sounds super complicated, but I'm really excited to get to it. Obviously, a new Rick Riordan book is always fun. And next I'm reading Tell Me Lies by Carola Lovering. So I don't know what this is about. I think I got recommended it by Katie from Kate's Book Date. Which all I really know is that it's a thrilling, like, explore of toxic love. And so I'm really interested to read this. I think I've been in like some like mildly toxic relationships, so I'm definitely interested to see how it's handled. And then the last book, we're finally here, is Arusha and the End of Time. Okay. Arusha, which is the first book that's by Roshani Chokshi, and it's the first book in the Pandeva quartet, and it's one of the first books that's in the Rick Riordan Presents imprint. And so I decided a while ago that I was going to read the entirety of the Rick Riordan Presents now that I am done with his Percy Jackson books. And I'm really excited to do that. I'm going to be reading one book from each series a month, so I'm really excited about that as well. So this book is about a girl named Arusha, and she is 12, and so she lies a lot, and one day 3 schoolmates show up at her doorstep to catch her in a lie. They don't believe her claim that the museum's lamp of Bharata is cursed, and they dare Aru to prove it. And so the lamp has dire consequences. She unwittingly frees a sleeper, an ancient demon whose duty it is to awaken the god of destructions. Her classmates and beloved mother are frozen in time, and it's up to Aru to save them. The only way to stop the demon is to find the reincarnations of the 5 legendary Pandava brothers, protagonists of the Hindu epic poem, the Mahabharata. I can't say that. So I'm really excited about this. Like I said, it has to do with Hindu mythology, which is not something that I know a lot about, so I definitely think that this is going to be interesting. So that's it. It is a lot of books, but 2 of them are middle grade. One of them I'm probably going to be listening throughout the month as an audiobook, and like the other ones seem like they're going to be pretty thrilling and exciting, so I'm hoping I can get through them fast. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Follow my social media down below. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!